My name is Rachel. I'm the naturalist too here at the French Creek Nature Center. And while you guys were watching the birds, identifying them, looking at each one that was coming to our feeder, what I was doing was I was actually sitting here recording what you guys were looking at. So one way to keep track of birds that you have spotted, and a good way to learn how to identify them, is by recording them or keeping a list. A lot of people do this yearly as a way to track how many birds they've seen, or what we call lifer birds. If the first time you've ever seen, we call them a lifer bird. But there are a few ways that you can record. So for me personally, I know a lot more of the names of the birds. So what I have done is I take a dry erase board with me, and I write down the names of the birds, and then I tally them, and how many I see, what species I see, and then this will go into a database, which I'll talk about in a second. If you need a little bit more time learning your bird names, what I've done before and what you can do at home is you can find pictures and use the picture guide. This works really well with kids if you have little children, but as well as adults. It's a great way to learn what they look like, and you can tally them. And this is a weekly checklist, but you can do it however you need to spend time observing. I know our parks, as well as the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, once you get better with the bird names and you know more of them, you're getting away from your backyard feeders, you're going more into the ducks that Linda has talked about. A great way is a Bird Ohio checklist. I do this every year. I like to write and record as well, and I like to write where I see them, what day I see them, but this has pretty much the whole species list that you should see in Ohio. Some of the rare ones don't show up, but your common ones. So a lot of your backyard bird feeders, birds are on here. So back to my list. So as we were sitting here for about 10 minutes. Another way you can record your list is virtually. And this is a great way to help scientists and other citizen scientists record birds from around the world. The website is called Ebird.org. And what you do is you record your checklist on the website, and it goes into a worldwide database. So we sat here about 10 minutes. What you do, set a timer, watch your birds, see how long you're sitting there, and you're tallying them, so that's why I tally them. And then later on, you stop your clock, see how long you're there for, go to Ebird.com. You can create an account if you need to. If you already have one, you record a checklist of the location you were at, as well as the birds you saw. As much detail as possible if you can. If not, just the species and the number you saw works for the list. And then after that, you submit it and it goes into a database. If you'd like more information on how to specifically start those checklists, LCMP has created a eBird kind of how-to video that we will provide a link to that you can reference and learn a little bit more about eBird. But those are some ways that you can record your backyard birds as a birder, and then as you get better and more, get more advanced in your bird ID, you can go to the checklist, you can go to the names, but those are some options that you can do.
Great, thank you, Rachel. Now, what if you want to find out if there's a rare bird or unusual bird during the wintertime?
Oh, perfect. So a great place to look for that is eBird. So what you can do with eBird is you can actually type in a species name into the system, and you can do it by region. If you're looking for a specific thing or heard of a specific bird here, sorry, I get tongue-tied, you can actually look up that species, and the maps on eBird will show you where that bird is. We also have a thing on there called hotspots, and you can look for a certain hotspot, such as Sandy Ridge Reservation, search other people's checklists and see what days certain birds were there. And if they're there long enough, you might be able to spot one of those rare birds.
Okay, so this might be a good time of year to search snowy owl.
Yes, it'd be perfect. Actually, I know a lot of people go out and like to find them as like a surprise, but if you want to be more strategic, a great way to do it is go and look for snowy owl, and you can find where in Ohio along the lake there are snowy owls. So it all depends on your preference and how you want a bird.
Okay, and then coming up in February, there's something people can do with bird feeding in their backyards.
Yes, there certainly is. It's called the Great Backyard Bird Count. And that happens, I believe it's the weekend of February 12th through the 15th. And that is also done through eBird. So it's the same thing. You basic birding, you can set a timer, see how long you're looking for birds, count them, put them in that checklist, and that weekend they compile all of the lists from all over the world as backyard birders, and it contributes to the Great Backyard Bird Count.
Great, well thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome.
So everybody, Rachel's given you a lot of good ideas to get involved with birding, and always too, don't forget to check programs under our website, www.loraincountymetroparks.com, to see any upcoming programs or events that you would like to partake in. Thank you again